Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers the fourth here, back to you today with another video. And today I will be talking about movies about lonely man type characters. And what I will be talking about is the fact that when you yourself as a guy watch any movies about lonely man characters who are lonely, introverted, incel virgin type of characters, it makes it all the more painful when you're watching those movies. And I know from my own personal experience, when I watch any movies about any man characters that are lonely, introverted, reclusive, antisocial, incel virgin type of characters, even if they don't say that they're virgins or incels, it makes it all the more painful to watch those movies, especially when I myself can actually relate to them, relate to those characters. And I think it's the same case for any man out there in the world who's an incel, who's a virgin, especially if he's a black-pilled virgin most of all, who is angry at women, hates them, and angry at and hates society, and is full of jealousy and envy, and is frustrated, and is vengeful, bitter, hostile, and just furious as hell. When you're a man who's like that, an incel virgin man who's like that, and you watch any of these movies that every now and then Hollywood makes, such as movies like Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro, Lars and the Real Woman from 2007, which is one of Ryan Gosling's most underrated films, I feel. I bought it on Blu-ray. I honestly didn't even think that movie even was released on Blu-ray, and it's kind of a not so well-known movie role that he did, or just movie in general that he did in 2007. And again, it's called Lars and the Real Woman. And in that movie, Ryan Gosling plays a character named Lars who's literally an incel. He's a virgin. He's introverted, antisocial, reclusive, kind of socially awkward, or even really socially awkward for that matter. And he gets pretty much a sex doll online off of the internet because he has a job and he saves up money to even buy one. And then he pretty much treats her as if she's real, and he lives in his brother's garage, who actually has a real girlfriend or wife. And with Ryan Gosling, he's played in a lot of movies where he plays the lonely, introverted, reclusive, incel type of virgin man, just like in 2011's movie Drive, or the 2011 movie called Drive, which is one of my all-time favorite films that he has ever played in, or starred in other words. And I'm so glad that I even bought that movie on Blu-ray kind of a while ago now, and the first time I watched it, it just spoke volumes to me. Same with Taxi Driver, same with Lars and the Real Girl. But Ryan Gosling has also played in other movies, also like Blade Runner 2049, where he plays a lonely, introverted, reclusive, incel type of virgin character. And obviously Joaquin Phoenix did an incredible, outstanding, fantastic performance in 2019's Joker. And again, also another one of my all-time favorite films that I bought on 4K, which comes with the Blu-ray and 4K versions of that just awesome film. And let's see. I mean, there's so many other movies about lonely men type characters. There's many movies like that. I will say there's not like a whole bunch, but I would say there's at least a decent amount. There could always be more, I feel. And every single movie about a lonely, introverted, reclusive, antisocial, socially awkward man type of character, I try to get movies like that as much as I possibly can and as often as I can. But unfortunately, I'm not made of money as much as I wish I was. And it's not been easy for me to even buy more movies when I would love to, but I don't have the money. And sadly, money doesn't grow on trees as much as I wish it did. And even if that were the case, money would not be valuable anymore if money just grew on trees. But anyways, um, you know, because I actually relate to those lonely men type characters that I watch in the movies that I have, Taxi Driver, American Psycho, Drive, Blade Runner 2049, Lars and the Real Girl, Joker, and movies like that, it's so much more painful and so much more of an emotional experience for me to watch movies like that because of the fact that they speak volumes to me. I'm able, while watching films like that, to really connect with the characters, just really fully relate to them and resonate with them, understand them. I pretty much embody them, and you know, it just crushes me and it breaks my heart every single damn time when I watch movies of man characters like that, because it's one thing to just watch movies like that and to only just watch them because you think they're interesting or fascinating, especially if you can't relate to them. And you know, what I think is bullshit is the fact that a lot of people will watch movies like that, both men and women too, even though they cannot relate to it. Not even a little bit, not even slightly, not even a smidgen bit relate to it or resonate with it or connect with it on a very deep and personal level, and just have a really just deep connection with that character in that movie. Because most men and women in America, or even in the world for that matter, are very extremely sexually active. And most men and women are whores, hoes, bitches, skanks, thoughts. They're just all that shit. Most men and women are exactly like I just said that there. And, you know, when it comes to most men and women in society, in the world, in our world, they cannot understand characters like that. They cannot. Even if they would like to think that they do, they're just kidding themselves. And maybe they're just trying to be cool or edgy or whatever. But when you can actually relate to those kind of characters, when you can actually deeply and fully resonate with them on a deep and personal level and connect with those characters, relate to them, understand them, and just completely embody them or whatever, that's when it makes the experience of watching movies like that all, like, way more real and just authentic, when you can actually relate to characters like that. That is, if you're a man, but hell, even if you're a woman, I mean, and if you're actually a femcel, then I mean, maybe you can relate to movies like that, but probably not. Because here's the thing, even if you are a femcel, which there are not that many of in the world compared to the amount of incels that there are, you know, when it comes to femcells, and that's only if they're even real and actually do exist, which I'm pretty sure that there are some femcells out there who do exist, because, you know, believe it or not, but sometimes every now and then, every once in a while, I'll go on a video and see comments made by women saying that they're a 27-year-old virgin, 28-year-old virgin, 29, 30, or so on and so forth, and still a virgin. even if they don't just outright say that they're a femcel. But when it comes to women, even if they are femcells, or women who are femcells for the very small, micro, minuscule, tiny amount that there even are of femcells, women who are femcells literally do not have it that hard and difficult. Because, here's the thing. When a woman's a femcell, she doesn't hate men. She doesn't hate women who are in sexual relationships unlike her. It's not the end of the world when it comes to a femcell. When a femcell can't have a man, she's sad, but that's about it. Hell, maybe depressed, maybe stressed out. But when it comes to women who are femcells, they don't have the same brains or feelings or emotions that us incel men have, because when it comes to, at least especially and specifically us black-pilled incel men, who are, in my opinion, the only true, real, authentic incel men, we begin to become angry at women, hateful towards them, jealous and envious of men who are in sexual relationships with them, and also, of course and obviously, be angry at and hate men who are in sexual relationships with them and who have been sexually active with women since those men were, I don't know, fucking teenagers, if anything, and just whoring around with women after women after women after women, or woman after woman is what I meant to say, and just always easily be able to just get and have any woman that they ever possibly want, just like it's a piece of cake. And we're like always pretty much constantly bitter, hostile, vengeful, just full of rage, and just furious as hell. And we're also very dark-minded. And, when it comes to women who are femcells, you yourselves as femcells, even if there is any of you that actually exist, you cannot even understand or even begin to understand what it feels like to be an incel man. To deal with those feelings and thoughts or emotions that us black-pilled incel men have to deal with on a daily basis, and that we have to live with and suffer with and try our very best to deal with in whatever way we can, and to try our very best to cope with our problems, issues, or insecurities. And, here's the thing. When it comes to women who are femcells, men will still go for women who are femcells. So it's not completely hopeless for women who are femcells. Because here's the thing. Both men who are virgins and even men who are man whores, or even just normal men who are every once in a while in a relationship with another woman, men love women who are virgins. And if a man is able to find a woman who's a virgin, hell, even if she's a femcell, it's like striking a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Literally. And so when it comes to a woman who's a femcell, she doesn't have to be completely hopeless and depressed and suicidal and shit like that and dark-minded or whatnot, because, women don't have the same minds or brains that us men have. They don't. They never have, and they never will. And so, and obviously that's not what this video is about, and I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but I'm just trying to make the point here that when it even comes to women who are femcells, they most likely cannot even relate to movies about male characters who are lonely, who are introverted, reclusive, antisocial, socially awkward, etc. Only men can. And specifically only black-pilled incel men, most of all. And you know, when it does come to femcel women, the only things that they may watch is things like the most popular thing that I've heard and noticed that at least certain or some femcel women or girls or whatever watch is the really popular overrated HBO TV series called Euphoria with Zendaya. And what's interesting about women who even are femcels, even if there are any of them out there still in the world, anywhere for that matter, especially in America or any Western countries for that matter, when it comes to women who are virgins or women who are incels, they, well, not incels, but femcels, meant to say, I'm sorry. When a woman is a femcel, or in other words, a virgin, she's devastated or depressed or sad or stressed out or whatever, maybe even a little bit suicidal because she never had the chance and opportunity to become a whore. I mean, that's literally what the TV series or show, in other words, Euphoria, is about. It's about and pretty much targeted to girls or women who never had the chance or opportunity or experience to become a whore, a hoe. And for some really odd, strange, bizarre reason, women who never had that chance and opportunity, who never had that privilege or advantage, experience, etc., are heartbroken. They're crushed, devastated, they're depressed, stressed out, whatever. But when it comes to men who are virgins, who are incels, we're depressed, suicidal, stressed out, crushed, or in constant pain and agony emotionally and mentally because of the fact that we never got to even just experience, have the privilege of, or have the advantage of experiencing just having one girlfriend or one wife that we may have had kids with eventually someday, sooner or later. Like when it comes to us men who are incels, who are virgins, we're not heartbroken or devastated or crushed that we didn't get to become man whores, that we didn't get to become man hoes. Like that would just be silly and ridiculous. And that's a perfect example of just how drastically different women and men are when it comes to femcel women or incel men. And sadly and unfortunately, there's not even that many femcel women to even begin with out there in the world. There's just not. And, I wish there was. I really do. But, even if there were a lot, they would eventually die down in numbers because, again, men, especially the man whores, and pretty much only the man whores, are constantly trying to find women who are virgins. I mean, literally, I shit you not. Man whores are constantly trying to find and in search for women who are virgins because finding a woman who's a virgin is literally so very rare. It's extremely rare, way more rare than compared to finding men who are virgins. Finding a woman who's a virgin is literally like striking gold or finding buried treasure or whatever. I mean, that's what finding a virgin woman is literally equal to. As unfortunate as it is to say, but that's the reality of things. But, I just wanted to pretty much make this video to try to help you understand that when it comes to male type lonely characters in movies, when you can actually relate to them as a black-pilled incel man, that makes it all the more painful to watch. And I mean, believe me, like I bawl like a baby every single time I watch a movie of a lonely male type of character. I literally start shaking like shaking and trembling, as in like because I'm crying so hard, even if I'm crying quietly. Because that's how much it hits me, because that's how much I can actually relate to and resonate with and deeply connect with that character in the movie. And one thing that I honestly find pretty annoying and irritating is when like women, um, especially women who are whores, most of all, which is pretty much just about every woman, especially in Western countries at least, they'll try to ruin it for us black-pilled incel men. Like, a lot of women will paint their faces and dress up like the Joker from the 2019 movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro. And I find that so irritating and annoying because, you're taking something and like making a joke out of it. You're taking something that us black-pilled incel man like hold very close and dear to ourselves, as corny and as cringe as that may sound and seem. I mean, I'm just being honest here. I'm being dead ass serious. I just find it cruel and mean that so many women end up doing shit like that and just making like a cutesy, funny, little silly cosplay out of a character who's literally very extremely severely dark and violent and black-pilled, if anything, and an incel and a lunatic and a sociopath and etc. And yet women who are nothing like that character at all whatsoever will still watch that movie just because they find it entertaining or interesting or fascinating or thrilling or whatever, which I find just dumb. Because movies like that are made for a specific audience, or they're targeted towards a specific audience or group of people, being, if anything, us black-pilled incel men. That's why we love movies like that. That's why we want to buy or watch movies like Taxi Driver, Joker, Drive, Blade Runner 2049, Lars and the Real Girl, or American Psycho, and just a bunch of other movies like that. A Nightcrawler with what's that? Oh yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, and that's a movie I've not even seen yet, and I really would love to see Nightcrawler, and I want to buy it, but sadly it looks like Nightcrawler on Blu-ray, like all the physical copies of it are being just sold out. And unfortunately, I don't have a job and therefore don't have any money in order to get that or any other movies I want. And another movie I want to buy and see is The House That Jack Built. That's another incel type of movie that I would love to have, buy, and watch on physical copy. And, it just frustrates me when people try to make a joke out of movies like that, to try to do a ridiculous, corny ass cosplay or do some little like cutesy, funny thing to movies like that, when movies like that are very serious. I don't mind memes that are made of movies like that. I love memes. Okay? I'm a huge fan of memes. I love memes. As a matter of fact, I wish I could make memes myself, but I don't know how. I don't know the first thing about making memes. If I could, I definitely would. Hell, I would love to make money off of making memes, if anything, but I can't. But anyways, what I hate though is, like I said, when women and even men who are blue-pilled cucked idiots and fucking morons and stupid ass retarded fools try to make a joke or a mockery out of movies like that, or try to do like a cutesy corny cosplay, or I don't know, like I just find that shit so annoying and irritating and just pathetic on every level. And you know I just wish people would stop doing that because, when it comes to us black-pilled incel men, we take movies like that very seriously. And, sometimes I'm surprised that people can even, I don't know, watch movies like that and even want to, especially if they can't relate to it or can't resonate with it. However, I do think when people who can't relate to a movie character or resonate with one or understand one or whatever, and then they watch a movie like that and then they see that character in the movie doing acts of violence or whatever and like going crazy or whatever, they start cringing and they start being like, oh no, don't do that, don't do that, oh I can't believe you're doing that, and then they'll like cover their eyes. But when it comes to us black-pilled incel men, those are like our favorite parts of the movies. And I watch every single scene that I possibly can in a movie, especially the violent ones. And you know I just wanted to make this video to let you in on how I feel about movies like that I really relate to, resonate with, understand, connect with, etc. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say in today's video. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.